Hi everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation and Country Craft Creations, and I'm here today because I want to share with you what I made with the ton of Tim Holtz products that I bought from Country Craft Creations at the brick and mortar store when I was there in October for the last retreat that we did. I got to tell you, when I saw the papers, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I did it over the last couple days. I put it together. I'm probably still going to tweak it a little bit, but I just couldn't wait. I have to share with you what I did. I think this turned out really cool, and it was exactly what I was looking for and what I had in my brain, and I just wanted to kind of go over it with you. Now, let me show you. I'll show you the products that I used that I did buy from the store. So I did buy the backdrops paper. I used that a lot in this project. I used the little die cut ephemeras. I used some baseboards here. Let's see, what else did I end up using? Oh, I used these little Christmas ephemera pack. There's another ephemera pack that was called Layers. I used that. Let's see, what else did I use? I think that was it as far. Oh, no, that's not it, because I used those too, the icicles. So while I was at the store, and I will link the video if you want to see the walkthrough in its entirety, but I bought all these things. So I bought, the layers, I bought the icicles, and I did use some, and I'll show you. It was so much fun to use. The ephemera pack has all kinds of different stuff in it. I mean, look what's in these packs. There's a ton of product. And then like the chipboard baseboard pieces, I used a couple pieces out of here. I still have obviously some left, so I got some more projects to do. The Christmas layers here with all of the poinsettia designs and the wreaths and the pine cones and all that, and then this paper collection. So I do have a few pieces left over out of this, so I do have plenty to do, another project. But let me show you what I did. Now, I also did dig through my stash of Tim Holtz stuff that I have had for a very long time, and it's Christmas stuff. So I went through and I found all my Christmas stuff that I had at Tim Holtz, and I used a ton of stuff from Country Craft Creations. Let me show you what I did. So this binder here is very old, and I don't even know when it was made. It is a Tim Holtz binder, and it came out a long time ago. I didn't even have it in a package. I mean, I don't know why I didn't even save the package, but I decided that I was going to use this and not the plastic sheets on the inside to make my project. And what I was looking for was a junk journal out of these products. So I covered the front with one of the baseboard pieces, and I layered it over one of the die cuts. And then I added, like, oh yeah, I didn't show you that. That's in the pile, but there were the gems that Tim Holtz came out with, and they have different colors, so I used those throughout the project as well. I glued those onto this particular cover of this book, and I used some of the poinsettia layers and put those on here, and then you can see like some of the pines. So I just layered those around, gave it a little bit of a dimension with popping this one up, and I used some foam tape underneath one of the baseboard pieces here that says Season's Greetings. And then in my stash, I had the bell brads, and I tore the brad part off and then just glued them down as kind of an accent as well. The bells I wanted to use because I also made this charm. I did poke a hole, put an eyelet, and then use a Tim Holtz chain, and then all of the little Tim Holtz charms that I have collected and not used. So I have pine cones, I have snowflakes, bells, two different kinds of bells, and I just made this nice charm. And then I used this seam binding. Now this seam binding, I have to tell you, is from Country Craft Creations, but it's hand dyed by Sallie. She made that, and it was available in the store. It's not available online at this particular point in time, but she did have a bunch of it that she had done for the store, and I bought a bunch of it, and I thought that the red matched really well. So I did that. I put one of the baseboard pieces on the spine. It says Christmas tree ornaments. I thought that was really pretty. And then on the back, I glued the ribbon to the back, and then I put another poinsettia die over the back just because I felt like doing it, and I thought it was really pretty. So that's how the album closes. Now, I intended this as a junk journal, so we have lots of pockets and things inside. I did take the plastic pieces out And I didn't use any of those, but I did make the pages. So we're going to go through. On the front and then on the back, I had these envelopes, these string closure envelopes that in my stash. I did have to shorten them a little bit because they were a little bit too long, but I glued those on the front. On the inside, I have a calendar in each one, and these I've used in several of my projects. These were from the Goodwill, and I found those in a giant pack, and I just coffee dyed them, and I used them in my various projects. But I thought since this was a Christmas journal, it would be fun to have a couple calendars in here to kind of put, you know, major events and things. I tied one of the charms to the string here, and that keeps it closed. And then I just kind of layered some ephemera here. Behind this, I glued it on 3 sides to make a pocket. And I had some tags that I had coffee dyed, and this is some tissue paper. What is it called? I bought it. It's from my own stash, but it's collage paper. That's what it's called. And it's also by Tim Holtz. And I just put that on the front of the tags with some of the beautiful seam binding that Sallie dyed. And then one of the papers from the paper collection that I bought was a Christmas plum pudding recipe. And so I just scored it in thirds and then folded it up to put it in there. So I have a recipe, but on the back as well, put some of the die cuts so you can put pictures behind here as well. And then a couple of these little word flashcards as a tab. And then those just tuck in behind the pocket here. And it's kind of a tight pocket. I think it'll loosen up as I use it, but it's a real pretty pop of color there. So this page here, I did it kind of a halfway page, and I used a strip of extra paper to create a binding strip, and I just did a flap here. And this is where I used some of the icicles. So this is 2 of the icicles from that pack, and I just used art glitter glue and glued those on there, and look how gorgeous that is. It just turned out absolutely beautiful. One of the die cuts here, and then as you open it up, there's room for pictures. I layered a tree with one of the deer, and then I put one of the chipboard or baseboard stars there. And then when you turn it over, I put a photo mat here with some of the paper, another poinsettia, and then Santa Claus is here. On the pages here, so in between some of my pattern papers, I put some of my coffee dyed papers, and then I used some stickers that I had in my stash on the pages, because I thought then I could do some journaling, kind of some focused journaling. So like this one here could be my Christmas letter to Santa for, you know, what I wish for the Christmas season. And then on the back here, a Christmas dream, maybe something I would like to do, a wish that I have, maybe even just a real literal dream, you know, I could do that. I have ledger paper. I did cut the holes off of it to make it fit into the book, and just put a simple sticker here that, again, I had in my stash, but it is also Tim Holtz. On this page here, come see us at Christmas. I thought maybe the guest list for Christmas dinner. I had a doily, that I coffee dyed, and I just folded it over the top, but I only glued it right at the top so that you could tuck something underneath. This says the decorated trees, Christmas trees were grand, and I thought maybe I could write about our Christmas tree when we put it up, what we did that day, that kind of thing. On this paper, again, from the paper collection I got from Country Craft Creations, I used some of those little gem dots on the branch of the tree here and kind of made a 3-dimensional ornament there. And then I put this metal tag that I've had in my stash forever on the top of there, so it has just like a little tab there. And then I folded the page because the pages were too long. They're 10 inches long, so I folded it 2 inches in, so I have them at 8 inches, and then created a pocket. And then in the pocket, this is from my stash, and this is from my stash, a library card that I tea-dyed, but I added the die cut to that. This was a die cut that I put on a piece of pattern paper, and then I left it open so you could put a picture behind there, and then on the back you could do another picture behind there. I also had some guest checks that I used some Tim Holtz hole reinforcers that I had in my stash, and then these labels from Tim Holtz that I had in my stash. So I did that. And then this was a fun little card that I found recently at the store that the gift store that I sell some stuff at and work at, and it was a Christmas telegram. I just thought it was really pretty, and so I decided to add these to my junk journal as well. There's one of the baseboard pieces, Winter Wonderland, and then again some more blank pages. In between each of the pattern papers I have some blank papers, so I'll just go through this fairly quickly and just show you. I left these pretty plain so I could do my journaling, and then I love the fact that this has, you know, it's a ring binder, so I can take it out and I can journal. So this can be all fluffy and everything when I put it in, but I can take it out and it'll be nice and flat for writing on. This page here, I just simply folded into a flap. I added a little pocket here with some of the die cuts here, and then added a bunch of the little pieces that came in the package. Just really something cute and fun. And then I used one of the baseboard doors, layered one of the wreaths over top of it, and I just thought that was beautiful. On the back here, I left this empty so that you could put a picture there, but I also added a couple little pieces. This came from Country Craft Creations. This was in my stash. It says Christmas wishes on it. This is a die cut from Country Craft Creations, and then one of the baseboards there to say, be joyful. On this page, I used another doily that I had dyed, but I did it on the bottom of the page. Add a little bit of interest, and then we have more pages here. And then this page here, again, I just folded it to create a pocket. And then what I did on here was this icicle was a little too long for this space, but I have this tool that I got, and it's for cutting dowels, but it worked perfectly for cutting the icicle, and it didn't shatter it. So I ended up with two pieces of this icicle that I could use. So this is called an easy cutter. I got it at my local craft store, but it's made for dowels, and it has markings for like angles and things like that. But it works really good in my craft room too. So that's what I used to cut that. In the pocket, I have some more ephemera pieces that came from Country Craft Creations in all of those packages. Another guest check with a label here, and then another one of these die cut frames that I put on the pattern paper, and then on the back, excuse me, it looks like that, and then another Christmas telegram. So I have that in this pocket here. Oh, and I also did layer a little tiny bow ephemera piece there. So let's put that in so the mountains aren't upside down. Turn the page. I made another teeny tiny little pocket for some teeny tiny little ephemera pieces, so little tags and things. I love this. I love how this turned out, because this is pretty much exactly as I had it envisioned in my head. So, and I like the fact that I can add more to it if I want to, and that's awesome. And then I also, you guys, was able to use my little Tim Holtz punch that I bought 100 years ago to actually punch the holes in the paper for this. So that came in really handy. On this page, I folded it again, and then I just made like a photo mat here. And then on the inside, layered one of the pieces of the die cuts, and then left it open so I could tuck a picture behind. And then here, another photo mat page, more journaling pages, another doily that I just glued simply, and I left it pretty simple on the writing pages, because I could even journal in this little spot here, put a title, whatever I wanted to do. This page here is kind of like one of my never-ending albums. So basically, I just adhered this page here to the edge of the page underneath. And what I had done with the page underneath was folded it and made a pocket here for ephemera. And then I took this page and scored it at 1/2 inch on each side of the midline, and then glued it onto the edge of the page. So it made a nice little flap on both sides. And so photo mat here with a piece of ephemera, nice open page here, and then over here again the pocket with all of the ephemera. So I got all kinds of stuff in here. Let's see what else. I did another of those little metal tabs that I had in my stash, and this is again open so I could put a picture behind, and then I just layered some of the ephemera pieces. I love this little doggy, so cute. Layered that so that you could put a picture underneath. Just super cute. I really like how this turned out, and for the most part, it's probably 90% Tim Holtz, and then the rest from my stash. Here's a page that I just created a pocket by taking a second piece of paper and cutting it to the length that I wanted, and then folding it so one pocket is bigger and one pocket is smaller. And when I folded it up, you really can't tell that that's actually upside down. I think it turned out really nice. Layered a piece of or a couple pieces of the die cuts here, and then just created a nice big pocket here. So more ephemera. Here's another recipe card that was just a piece of paper that had recipes on it, and I loved it, so I wanted to keep it. Use that as tabs, and then I left the back blank so that I could put pictures in there or add anything. This was a big ephemera piece that matches the paper collection. Another one of my library cards, another telegram, and then a couple little ephemera pieces that came in all of the things that I had bought from the store. I am going to put a link to the Tim Holtz products that she has in the store, so you can go check them out. And again, you know, I rated my stash because I've had a lot of these. I think one of them said it was actually from 2011 on some of the little things that I had in my own stash. So I've had some of this for a long time. This is the back of that page that I just folded up and created a pocket, and I used one of the ephemera pieces here just to add a little interest, and then a little baseboard star there. Just kind of made it pop a little bit. And then again, ephemera pieces, guest checks, you know, that kind of thing. So I have lots of journaling space, and I also have lots of room to put more things too. So it's not completely full. On this page here, this is the back page. This is another envelope. It has another calendar in it, so I'm not going to open that up. I did use one of the baseboard word pieces here, layered the tree, but I did it so that you could tuck something underneath, and then I put in two of the ephemera cards here, the journaling cards. So I can write on the back of those. I could put pictures on the back of those. And then I made two more of the tags to go into that pocket. So I just wanted to share with you what I actually ended up doing with a lot of what I bought from the store. I used the majority of it in here, and I just absolutely love how this turned out. And then I love the fact that this is kind of a landscape album. So when it came to doing a closure, it was really pretty simple. And then also this bow, I think, adds to, you know, the beautiful cover that I created. And there's just lots of room, you know, to put things. I think it looks pretty from the top, and it just looks full and big and beautiful, and I'm just really happy with how it turned out. So I thought you guys would like to see it. I think it's really pretty. So anyways, I hope that gives you some ideas on maybe rating your stash, going to the store, buying some stuff, and making your own Christmas junk journal. I don't think I've ever made like a specific Christmas junk journal. I don't think I've ever done that. I've done it for, you know, Halloween and stuff, but I don't think I've really made one, you know, for this time of year. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. And again, when I saw that stuff in the store, I was super happy with, or, you know, I really had ideas on what I wanted to do with it. So, you know, again, like all these things, I've got icicles, I've got baseboards, all this stuff. And I still have stuff I haven't even used yet, which I might add to it or even do another project. But like I even got the candy canes, and I got the little collage tiles. I got those. Let's see, what else did I get? I got tinsel. I mean, there's stuff I still haven't even used yet. But you know what? I have enough, I can do something else. So, you know, there might be another project coming. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me babble on about how I love this journal so much. And I will see you again soon with another video. Take care, and I will be back. Talk to you later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.